Let's be real for a second. When a woman leaves you and then one day she comes knocking again, it can feel like a dream come true. Your mind starts racing. She realized I'm the one. She finally understands my worth. But here's the harsh truth most men refuse to face. Her return isn't always a love story. More often, it's a test. A test of your boundaries, your strength, and whether you've actually grown since she walked away. Because if you treat her comeback like some kind of prize, you've already lost. And the sad part? Most men fail this test without even realizing it. This isn't about bitterness. This isn't about revenge. This is about self-respect. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do if a woman comes back after she leaves you, so that no matter what choice you make, you walk away with your dignity intact. 1. Don't jump into celebration. When she comes back after leaving you, the temptation is strong. Your chest tightens, your heart beats a little faster, and your brain whispers, "She realized her mistake. She wants me again." Most men rush into celebration. They call their friends, post about it online, and act like they just won a championship. But that's where the problem begins. When you celebrate her return too soon, you've already lost control of the situation. You've told her with your actions that her leaving didn't matter, that she can disappear and still be welcomed back like nothing happened. That's not strength. It's neediness in disguise. Think of it like this. Imagine a man who owns a castle. A guest storms out one day, slams the door, and disappears. Months later, she knocks again. Does a real king throw a feast because she decided to show up? No, a real king stays calm. He opens the door, looks her in the eye, and decides if she even deserves to step inside. He doesn't hand out confetti just for her presence. He measures, he observes, and he chooses carefully. That's the attitude you need when she returns. Your emotions will push you to grab the chance. Your loneliness might scream at you to just accept her. But emotions cloud judgment. They blind you to red flags, old issues, and familiar traps. What if the reason she came back has nothing to do with love? What if it's loneliness, or a breakup with someone else, or simply boredom? Do you still want to celebrate that? A stoic approach means staying neutral. Not cold, not bitter, just calm. Neutral means you don't treat her like a hero for showing up, but you also don't shut her down immediately. You hold steady ground. When she sends that first text like, "I miss you," instead of rushing to reply with, "I've missed you too," you keep it balanced. Something as simple as, "I hear you. Let's talk." Short, controlled, without excitement. That one move already changes the dynamic. Here's the truth. When she comes back, she's not the prize. Your self-respect is the prize. And the way you handle her return will decide if you keep it or lose it. You don't need to announce to the world that she's back. You don't need to throw her a hero's welcome. You just need to sit still, breathe, and remember. Her return is not proof of your worth. It's just an event. How you react to that event is what actually defines you. So the first rule is simple. No celebration. Keep your calm, protect your frame, and let her actions, not your excitement, decide if she even belongs in your life again. 2. Ask why she really came back. The question most men avoid is also the most important one. Why now? When a woman comes back after leaving, many men jump to conclusions. They tell themselves, "She realized I'm the one. She sees my value now." That thought feels good. It strokes your ego, gives you hope, and makes the loneliness vanish for a moment. But here's the problem. It's often not true. Women don't always return because of you. Sometimes they come back because of what they lost somewhere else. Maybe the guy she left you for didn't treat her well. Maybe she's lonely and scrolling through old contacts. Maybe she's facing financial struggles or emotional emptiness. Sometimes it's not love. It's convenience. And if you don't ask why, you'll never know the difference. This doesn't mean you interrogate her like a detective. It means you calmly ask and listen with a sharp ear. Don't just accept the first answer. If she says, I missed you, dig deeper. Missed you how? Missed the comfort? Missed the stability? Or truly missed you? Watch how she explains herself. A woman who avoids responsibility for walking away is showing you something important. She hasn't changed. A woman who blames circumstances, timing, or outside factors is deflecting. But a woman who looks you in the eye and says, I made a mistake. I was wrong. I hurt you, and I regret it. That's a different story. Here's an example. Imagine she left a year ago because she thought she'd found someone better. That relationship falls apart. Suddenly, she's texting you. If you don't ask why, you'll assume she came back because of you. But if you ask and listen carefully, you might discover she's only here because she's single again and lonely. That's not about your value. It's about her circumstances. And if you accept her without digging, you're setting yourself up for another heartbreak. Asking why isn't about being suspicious for no reason. It's about respecting your own time and energy. You're not just a safe option she can bounce back to whenever life gets tough. Your love, your presence, your commitment, these are not freebies. They're earned. And you don't hand them out to someone who can't even give you a straight answer. The stoic approach is simple. Don't assume. Don't project your hopes onto her return. Ask. Listen. Observe. If she can't give you honesty and accountability now, what makes you think she'll give you stability later? So before you take her hand again, look her in the eye and ask the question most men are too scared to ask. Why are you here now? The answer might disappoint you, but disappointment today is better than betrayal tomorrow. 3. Test her actions, not her words. Words are the easiest thing in the world to give. Anyone can say, I've changed. Anyone can say, I see your value now. But here's the problem. Words without action mean nothing. And when a woman comes back after leaving, she knows exactly what to say to soften your heart. She'll say she regrets leaving. She'll say she finally understands how much you matter. She'll say she can't imagine her life without you. It all sounds good, but don't let it fool you. If you've ever been burned by promises that went nowhere, you already know why words aren't enough. Words are the cheapest currency in relationships. They cost nothing to give, but they can cost you everything if you believe them too quickly. The real question is not what she says. The real question is what she does. A man with self-respect doesn't just listen. He watches. If she says she's committed, does she actually show consistency? If she says she wants to rebuild trust, does she put in effort without you guiding her every step? If she says she sees your value now, does she treat you with respect even when she's upset? Or does she fall back into old patterns the moment things get hard? Think of it this way. If you buy a car from someone who promises it runs perfectly but refuses to let you test drive it, would you hand over your money? Of course not. You'd want proof. Relationships are no different. If she wants another chance, she has to prove through actions, not words, that she's serious. Testing her actions doesn't mean playing games. It doesn't mean setting traps or acting like you don't care. It simply means you hold your standards steady and see if she rises to meet them. You don't lower your bar just because she came back. You keep it where it belongs and watch if she respects it. Here's the hard truth. You already know what it feels like to be disappointed by her once. Do you really want to walk into the same trap again just because she said the right things? A man who values himself won't gamble his peace on promises. He'll require evidence, consistency, and accountability. So when she comes back with sweet words, smile, nod, but don't be moved until her actions align. Actions never lie. Words often do. Let her prove it. Not once, not twice, but over time. Because if she's serious, her actions will show it. If she's not, her actions will betray her. And you'll know before it's too late. 4. Don't hand out. Instant forgiveness. Forgiveness is powerful, but forgiveness given too quickly is dangerous. This is where most men fail themselves. She comes back, tears in her eyes, saying all the right things. And in a moment of weakness, you forgive her instantly. You act like the past never happened. The disrespect, the pain, the abandonment, all erased in one night. It feels noble. It feels romantic. But it's not. It's weakness pretending to be strength. Here's the truth. When you forgive instantly, you send her a silent message. You tell her, "You can hurt me, walk away, and I'll still take you back without hesitation." Do you think that earns her respect? Or does it teach her that you're always available, no matter how she treats you? Deep down, you already know the answer. Forgiveness should never be instant. It should be earned. Not through tears, not through promises, but through time and consistent action. She should have to sit in the discomfort of knowing she hurt you. She should feel the weight of rebuilding what she broke. That's not about punishing her. It's about protecting the relationship from becoming a cycle of hurt and repair that never ends. Think of it this way. Imagine someone breaks into your house, steals from you, and then shows up the next day apologizing. Would you hand them the keys back instantly? Of course not. You'd want proof that they've changed. You'd want to see effort, accountability, and time before you even considered trusting them again. Relationships are no different. Instant forgiveness feels good in the moment. It gives you comfort, makes the pain fade, and makes her happy. But it doesn't create change. It doesn't fix the foundation. All it does is speed up the cycle so that when things fall apart again, it hurts even more. Patience is your power here. Real patience. Not bitterness, not revenge, just strength. If she's truly changed, she'll prove it without you rushing to erase the past. If she hasn't changed, the delay in forgiveness will expose her. Either way, you win. So when she comes back, don't let emotions push you into forgiveness on day one. Stand firm. Let her show, not just say. Because a man who forgives instantly hasn't learned. A man who takes his time has grown, and in the end, growth is what will protect you from repeating the same pain again. 5. Make her earn back access. When she walked away, she didn't just leave the relationship. She left your time, your energy, your attention, your presence, all the things that make you valuable. Now she wants those things again. The mistake most men make is handing them back too easily. They pick up the phone right away, clear their schedule, and make themselves fully available. Wrong move. Access to you is not a right, it's a privilege. And if she wants that privilege again, she needs to earn it. When you give her instant access, you make it too easy. And when people don't work for something, they don't value it. That's human nature. If you want her to respect your presence, she needs to feel that it costs something to be close to you again. This doesn't mean you play cruel games. It doesn't mean ignoring her or being cold. It simply means you don't abandon the life you've been building in her absence. You don't cancel plans just because she calls. You don't drop your goals just to fit her in. Instead, you hold your ground. You let her fit into the rhythm you've already created. Think of yourself as the gatekeeper of your own peace. When she comes back, she doesn't get to storm through the gates and settle wherever she wants. She waits outside, she knocks, and you decide if and when the gate opens. And if it does, she should feel that she's earned the right to be there. Making her earn access also gives you time to observe, time to see if her intentions are real. Does she consistently show effort to reconnect, or does she only appear when she's bored? Does she respect your space, or does she expect instant closeness? The way she behaves during this phase will tell you everything you need to know. Here's the benefit. If she's serious, she won't mind putting in the work. If she's not, she'll get frustrated and leave again. And that's actually a blessing, because it saves you from another round of heartbreak. Either way, you protect yourself. So don't roll out the red carpet. Don't throw away your boundaries just because she decided to come back. Hold your frame. Make her earn her spot in your life again. Because when she works for it, she'll respect it. And when she respects it, you'll both have a chance at something real. not just a repeat of the past. 6. Don't slip back into old habits. Comfort is a sneaky trap. When she comes back, it feels natural to fall into the same rhythm you once had. The same routines, the same conversations, the same habits. It feels good because it's familiar. But familiar is dangerous. Familiar is exactly what led to the problems that made her leave in the first place. Here's the thing about habits. They creep in without you even noticing. Suddenly, you're texting her first thing in the morning. You're giving her all your free time. You're explaining yourself to avoid conflict. You're making her the center of your life again. And just like that, you're back in the same position that cost you before. If nothing changes, nothing changes. If you want a different result, the dynamic has to shift. That means staying conscious of your behavior. Keep your hobbies, keep your social life, keep your goals, keep your independence. Don't abandon them just because she's back. She needs to fit into a healthier version of the relationship, not drag you back into the old one. This is hard because comfort feels good. It tricks you into thinking things are better simply because they feel familiar. But better doesn't mean like it used to be. Better means new boundaries, stronger respect, clearer roles. Better means you don't lose yourself again. Story example. Imagine a man who lost himself in a relationship. He dropped his gym routine, stopped hanging out with his friends, and made his whole life about her. She left. Months later, she comes back, and he instantly returns to that same pattern. Within weeks, the same problems return. She feels suffocated. He feels drained. And she leaves again. Why? Because he didn't break the old habits. The stoic way is to stay alert. Catch yourself when you're slipping into the past. Remind yourself, she left once. That alone should be enough to force you to build something stronger this time. If you don't, history will repeat itself. So don't confuse comfort with progress. Don't let old habits creep in. If you want her back in your life, it has to be on new terms, because the man who repeats the past will always repeat the same ending. 7. Choose respect over comfort. This is the final and most important point. When she comes back, she brings comfort, familiarity, the warmth of her touch, the sound of her voice, the feeling of having someone again. It's tempting, especially if you've been lonely. But here's the problem. Comfort can blind you. Comfort can make you trade your self-respect for temporary relief. Respect is harder to win back than comfort. Comfort comes instantly. She hugs you, and you feel better. But respect takes time, boundaries, and consistency. And here's the truth. If she doesn't respect you deep down, she'll leave again. Maybe not today, maybe not next month, but eventually. Without respect, no relationship can stand. So you have to choose. Do you want short-term comfort or long-term respect? Most men choose comfort. They'd rather feel good now than stand tall tomorrow. But a man who understands his worth will always pick respect, even if it costs him her company, because losing her hurts less than losing yourself. Imagine this. She comes back, and you feel the pull to let her in fully. But deep down, you know she doesn't respect you yet. You sense it in her tone, in the way she avoids accountability, in the way she expects instant access. You have two choices. Take the comfort and hope she changes, or hold your ground and risk being alone again. The weak man takes comfort. The strong man takes respect. Respect means you're willing to say no if her actions undermine your value. Respect means you don't trade your principles for her presence. Respect means you measure the relationship not by how it feels in the moment, but by whether it aligns with your dignity. Here's the hard truth. Sometimes, the strongest move you can make is letting her go again. Not every return is a blessing. Sometimes her comeback is just a distraction wrapped in sweet words. And if you take her back without respect, you haven't gained love. You've chosen weakness disguised as romance. The stoic way is clear. Choose respect every single time. Because once you lose respect for yourself, it doesn't matter who comes back into your life. You've already lost. Here's the truth most men avoid. Not every return is a blessing. Sometimes her coming back is just another test. And the real question isn't, will she stay? The question is, will you still respect yourself if she does? I know some of you have lived this already. She left, she came back, and you had to decide. Did you make the right choice? Drop your story in the comments. I read them, and yes, I do reply because this channel isn't just a broadcast. It's a conversation. And remember this, self-respect will always be worth more than any reunion. If you have to sacrifice it to take her back, you've already lost. If this video spoke to you, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and stay tuned, because the next video, I promise, is going to shake some people awake.